Hello, greetings. All right, we did the chat room questions. So 12 should be interesting what comes through. So, okay. All right, here we go. Blessings. Greetings. We are the leaders of light. There is that interference. Blessings. I am Agnus from the Andromedan races. I'm happy to connect with you all. There's much interference coming from your side. But if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Do I sound okay?
Yes, I just heard a lot of chatter coming from your side, that's all.
Very interesting. Okay.
No, I don't think your thing was muted. So,
okay. On your side. Okay, so first question is from Julie. Does Archangel Gabriel have any messages for me?
To be more positive in this coming year is going to be a great challenge. Financial and also health. But to realize that you are a spirit of light and to have more knowledge of this, to understand these tests more, to understand them more greatly, and that way you can channel more positive energies to help you through these situations. We do see a positive outcome. But it all depends on you, of course. Blessings.
Okay, next is for firstborn. I'm going to try magic truffles soon. Will it go well?
Yes. Yes. We don't see any health concerns there now.
Okay, next is for our member Aleandro. What are my galactic origins?
Reptilian, Syrian, one moment. Anunnaki. Your reptilian, one moment. Yes, most of your origins are with Yael. These other incarnations are very strong with you, yes, but your Yael is the strongest that brought you closer to the Earth Project. You're the Earth Project you've been a part of for quite some time through reincarnation, but also through Yael energies. As We want you to connect to the rest of that. But there is much there that is, you have a deep connection with this planet. Blessings.
Okay, second question. About 2 years ago, I awoke with my door closing by itself with a bright light shining through. Who was this and what was happening?
That was the Yael. It was the Yael. They were a visitation, but also as many angels around you, opening your vibration to let you know there's much more going on in this reality. Also let you know that you have a connection to Archangel Michael. Of course, that connection, that message was not fully clear, but you have a strong connection as you were, you can say, on the same lines, but as an angel working with him, as a, I don't want to use the word partner, but it was one that was, whereas associate, as are many, but he was very much one in charge.
Okay. Next is from Emmy. Are there any messages from anyone?
I have to clear my space. You work. Yes, you've been connecting more to your higher self recently as for direction. And your higher self is agreeing with your decisions. Actually, you've been connecting much to the canine races to bring happiness into your energy field, but also they've been assisting you greatly on your direction as your humanitarian direction, which you're already on that timeline. Blessings.
Okay, second question from Emmy. Any recommended healing techniques by you guys? Anything you would recommend for her?
You can visualize the sun in your hands. And when you do healing for others, you can visualize the sun energy going through one's body. And notice the sun in your palm of your hand, as if you're holding it like a basketball, you can say. And use that sun energy to heal one's space. And yourself also. You can visualize the sun right in front of you and becoming part of you, going through you. However you want to bring that energy about. And it can be not one sun, it can be several. It could be little ones, it could be large ones. You can have 100 around you, whatever feels right. Blessings.
Okay, next is from Moses. I've been recently busy releasing the negative Anunnaki lifetime. Can you tell me what in percentage or what the status of my past life releasing is?
It is at 5%. You still are holding on too much. You also have you are aware of reptilian lifetimes where you are very much in charge. When you are a commander, a one of making decisions, it is hard to let go of that position. Not to say you have to let go, but you're letting go of that debt. You feel like you still have to assist those that you were commanding also. So it's hard to, I believe you can connect to this. As one is a leader of a ship, it's hard to let go of your ship mates because you feel like you're just family. But it is a releasing process that is hard to let go of. Because focusing on this incarnation is what is important now. That is a past life. Concentrate on this life and bring more positivity. So you have many incarnations that are similar to that as a commander, because those are very hard to let go of. I believe you can connect to that.
Okay, second question from Moses. Are there any predictions for my family regarding work and living place for 2017?
Well, the angels say it's all up to you, but to not have too much high expectations, but to follow your instincts, follow your heart. You cannot go wrong with that.
Okay. Next question is from Migs1111. What was the life behind a past life regression I had a few months ago in a time when people seemed they had no language still?
They want to know the origin of that?
I believe so.
Yes, that was in your primitive Earth time of... It did have telepathy. That was around, but as for... It was more... One moment. It was more around your Neanderthal time period. Indian Neanderthal time period. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Migs. My friend Ogie is wondering about her hypnosis session with a vision of being locked in a lighthouse in the sea.
That is mostly a lifetime, actually an Andromedan lifetime, where you felt like you cannot do anything for anyone. It was a time of... One moment. It was more of a galactic timeline you were connected to. One moment. Is a reptilian war with the Andromedans. And this incarnation, that fear of that type of environment, because it was like a hostile attack that was not seen. And you're very young during that time as a galactic Andromedan. And so when you have incarnations in this world, you still have fear of abandonment and also of being surrounded. There's much more to that, but that is partially the message to that.
Okay, next is our member Sandia. Do I have any messages from anyone?
Yes, your guide said you had a negative reptilian aspect on the planet Mars some time ago. In the releasing process you're going through at this time, I believe you can connect to this, as it was an energy. Understand, as a reptilian during that time, you felt like you were doing the right thing, maybe being brutal to others, but also showing them the reptilian way, as you thought you were doing the right thing as for helping their society. It was mostly a service to self, but you felt it was assisting others, and actually it was, but still you're more assisting yourself than others. So some of that is still living with you, I believe. And you're still going through a healing process of that. As you realize that some family members feel like you don't have that mentality any longer, but you imagine you connect with this with some of your family members, like it's their way or the highway. Everyone has that in their, and some of them have something similar to what you had, but you broke that bond of thinking like that during that lifetime. This is why you don't have it in this one, but just to let you know that it does exist with you. And so you understand it also. I believe you have some understanding of what I'm speaking. Blessings.
Okay, second question from Sandia. What have I been doing in Astro lately?
Yes, there's many children around that do see you in an aspect of the Wizard of Oz for your children's purposes. I do see that. This is what your guides are saying is a dimension of the Wizard of Oz, but more of a positive connection, not so much the negative, but more of a positive. You are reaching for different types of information for your children as for teaching, as one dimension you're connected to at this time. Blessings.
Okay, next is Carol McLaughlin. Are there any messages for me?
Yes, a message from Yeshua allowing your negative aspects to release. Some of it you're still holding on and not aware. If you ask Yeshua to come through one of your, imagine you're already connected to him, but in your meditation, to ask Yeshua to come through for a message. As for clearing, you might not receive a full message on what he's clearing, but is to release a lot of negative aspects that are around you at this time. But some of these aspects seem to be wanting you to follow their command. This happens sometimes. It happens to everyone, actually, just not always aware of it. But with Yeshua's energy, be able to remove this energy and feel more clear around yourself. Give it a shot. See how it goes. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Carol. Are there any messages for my sister Pamela as she's been having health issues?
These health issues will heal themselves, but also this is part of your contract. It's also many lessons are on reason for this happening. It's for her to have a different perspective and to be more down to earth, more than she's ever had before. Blessings.
Okay. Next is from Maryanne 9999. Are there any messages for me from Archangel Michael or Mother Mary?
Yes, Mother Mary is always around. You've also had an aspect lifetime as Mother Mary in other realities, as one of a healer, but with Yeshua's energies, as in a reality of, actually interesting enough, a reptilian reality where you're bringing much healing into it. In many ways, this is a reptilian world, in some ways. As though you're bringing this energy to a world that needed great healing. Imagine you can connect to that energy. It was a very emotional time. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Maryanne. How are my chakras doing?
Your throat chakra needs healing. Just to send energy to that, the sun energy would bring much assistance. As for a ball of light from the sun, will bring much assistance to that. You have many past lives in that chakra that are earth lifetimes that are causing a lot of aggravation there. As for your other chakras, they could be doing better, but for the most part, they are fine. Just send them all light. Light of the sun energy will assist it. Blessings.
Okay, next is from our member Sheena, and it's about a woman who practices witchcraft, and she feels that she throws it at her to destroy everything that could be destroyed in all aspects of her life, and she only has hatred towards Sheena, but Sheena is totally neutral to her. And she says, I think it's some of the more powerful Alpha Draconian and those under them, and that she has been entrusted by Yeshua to help balance the hatred and emotion so they can find their way to a brighter perspective. It seems like the darkest helps me to stop the worst in the way that they throw their own spell right back at them. Is this correct?
For this person, yes, it is correct for the time being. You must follow what it feels right. Yes. This is part of a healing process, yes.
Okay. Okay. Are you okay to go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, the next one is from Daria. Any revealing messages from you to me?
You've had many lifetimes in the Andromedan councils as a reptilian, but also as a female energy of light. Sometimes you had lifetimes with wings, other lifetimes you had as humanoid, but you had many lifetimes as a reptilian, but one as a teacher from other realities. Because you knew that many Andromedans feel very uncomfortable with reptilians, so incarnating as one within an Andromedan energy felt right for you at that time. You also had lifetimes as a sun being, as an Andromedan sun being, healing different solar systems. I believe you can connect to this. Blessings.
Okay, second question. Why do I get this bip sound in my ears sometimes?
Those are the zetas. They are testing your frequency. They're also giving you messages. There's also reptilians around you at this time, as an observer. And Archangel Michael is there as a protector. It is a frequency change you're going through at this time. That's all. Blessings.
Okay, the next one is for our member Angie. What are my galactic origins?
Zeta Reticuli, mostly Zeta. We've also had many fairy lifetimes, but very much Zeta. Your Zeta was of understanding of other cultures, but in a kind way. But for the most part, it is Zeta and fairy and... One moment. Take some time to connect it. And Anunnaki, but those Anunnaki lifetimes were not what you usually hear. It was more of those of a building type of Anunnaki, a more positive version of them. There's much more, and Martian, of course. But your Zeta is the strongest one. Blessings.
Okay, second question. About 2 years ago, I awoke with my door closing by itself with a bright light shining through. Who was this and what was happening?
Yes, an archangel by the name of Ariel. You were going through different dimensions. And this bright light was to connecting to your angelic energies. We've had many incarnations as an angel. And this vortex that was around at that time was allowing you to see your angelic side. You could say connecting to heaven. Blessings.
Okay, my name is Stacy.
Yes.
Actually, we're going to go to Shao. My guides always draw my attention to my past life in the 1960s. Can they talk about my life path in that period of time?
That is her question. What is her question exactly?
They want to know if they can talk about her life path in that period of time.
Oh, life path. Knowing what she wanted, that lifetime she did not know what she wanted. So she was going to job, it seems, not having a clear vision. So now she is having that more clear vision. She's still working on that clear vision. But that was a major part of that lifetime. There's much more, but that was a major part. Blessings.
Okay, that kind of answers her second one too. So I'm going to go to Debbie M. Today my hearing went silent and then I heard a tone in my left ear. Can you tell me what I was experiencing?
A tuning from the angels. They're not saying exactly Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel was part of this, but it's a tuning from the angels and your spirit guides. Also, one moment, you are connecting also to Gaia. As you do in meditation, you can see this more clearly. One moment. You're connecting more to the other side, you're just not remembering this, that's all. What you're hearing is sounds from the other side. That is all. Blessings.
Okay, second question for Debbie. Any messages for me?
Yes, you have a strong Yael connection. And this Yael connection is of connected to America, but not just here. Your Americas, but yes, during the times of the founding fathers of America, You're very much connected to that. As for you seeing that in this reality is not very clear. But you were very much involved as for the American experience, as for it, the America's formation, as for the founding fathers. That was a strong energy with you. You're part of that collective. They just want you to know that. Not necessarily you were there instigating it, but you were very much involved. That was one of your aspects that were much involved with that, boss. They let you connect with that. See how that sits with you first before they give you any more. Blessings to you.
Okay, next is Crystal Eve Snow. Are there any messages from my higher self?
Yes, to love yourself more as you're going through a transition. The more love you have for yourself, which you do. But you're still learning self-love. I believe you're aware of this. It will help you in transitions coming for you the next year. That's all they have to say.
Okay, next is Freddie Kulit. Tonight I felt again this light pressure on the area of my third eye. What was it?
One moment. There's a reptilian there, but also an Arcturian. There's a reptilian and Arcturian there that was assisting your vibrational change. One moment. You're tuning your third eye, but also it seems like they were more closing it than opening, but they were assisting it, giving it an infusion. A small infusion that you asked for. That'll help you see more clearly. Blessings.
Okay, Freddie's second question. Why do I have difficulty seeing flashes of images after waking up?
It seems to be you're going through different dimensions at this time. There's no need for you to remember these things. As there's part of you that wishes not to see this at this time, I believe in your next year will come more clearly. But you're doing a lot in astral at this time that's closing that down at this moment. It's not always going to be open. That's not always going to be, you'll be able to see these things all the time, but it seems like at this time you're doing many other things that are closing that gate for the time being. It will open up for a little bit, but it will close down again. It is not said why. Thank you.
Okay, next is Debbie M. These are older ones we didn't get to. Any messages for her? Actually, we already covered that one, so we can just skip that one. Do you see me moving in the future?
That is up to you. It is all comes down to you. That is your. There's no answer to that. It just depends on what you want in your life. That's all.
Okay, next is Donna Riggs. My friend Millie lost her son due to a motorcycle accident nearly 40 years ago. Are there any messages from Donnie, as the driver of the car never came forward? Is there any insight onto who hit him or what happened?
Well, they said that was his time to go. So there's no need to know who hit him. It was his time to leave. And she knows that also, but she's not fully connecting with that. But he was never intended to be here for a long time. It's for her to also help her with self-love, as she's had difficulties in that in other lifetimes. Is another way of assisting her, but is also assisting her on the other side, also helping her with her energies and directions. But it's still her journey. You can only assist so much. Her decisions are still her decisions. He wants to let her go. But he says flowers when she needs them.
Okay, second question for Donna. Are there messages from anyone or my higher self tonight?
Yes. There's many reptilian beings that have been connecting to your area at this time. Just walking around to see what's going on. You've attracted a lot of attention. Not to say there are negative energies, but there is a lot of vortexes being open at this time so beings can see what you're up to. Because it seems like you're bringing a lot of extraterrestrial attention to you. As for Yael, Pleiadian, actually a lot of Yael recently. But nothing to worry about at this time. That is all. Blessings.
Okay, next is Stephen Davies. I was sent a video of a monkey in a cage. He looked angry. What was the message here?
That is actually a message about how the human is truly in the cage. And it's not exactly seeing it that direction. It is not seeing it that way, but humanity is very much caged up. It is not seeing it that way. So that message is also as that one can be let out. But in this case, for humanity, it has to be willing to be let out. There's more to it than that, but I believe you can connect more with lessons.
Okay, second question from Stephen. I've been seeing a female spirit in my mind a lot. What's her name? I have not learned how to talk to her yet. Does she have a message?
It is Agatha, is a soulmate of yours from another lifetime. She's just bringing assistance to you. She has Andromedan energies, but at this time she's on the other side. Blessings.
Okay. Next up is Ra. Could you please provide some details about my higher self? Example, name, what type of being, anything relevant.
Name is whatever you want to name your higher self. Alvin's a good name. As for what he looks like, he likes to look like a giant red Martian. And he's very funny. You can call him, it looks like a giant red devil, but that's not what he wants to look at. But it's actually a red Martian, very powerful, very materialistic, but in a proper way, not letting that get into his focus of what's important, as many do on this world. And he's very proud of you and your incarnation. You can say he looks like a giant genie, is another way of looking at him. Blessings.
Okay. Second question for Ra. How does the year of 2017 look for me?
It all depends on how you want to live that year. But it is looking good, but it all depends on your perspective of it. So that is what it looks like. Message from your guides. Blessings.
Okay. Next is Thomas Peterson. The night of the 13th of December, I had a UFO dream. I dreamt of a black cylindrical shape, and my group landed in something like a hang glider. We drifted down, then we saw 7 beings. Were these Nordics or someone else? Then I just woke up. What was this? It was very real.
No, it was Nordics telling you that you are safe, that you're connecting in the right direction. You're going in the right direction. Just continue on. Much of it is a private messages, but for the most part, you're on the right track. That's all. Blessings.
Okay. Any messages from the angels or extraterrestrials or my guides? And that's for Thomas.
Yes, there's much reptilian wars within your DNA at this time. Weird, but also mostly reptilian that you're unaware of. As you connect to this to be able to heal yourselves. Yes, your mother was there also on opposition side, that you were at war with your mother and other incarnations. And for you to let go of these reptilian lifetimes will help you heal the differences you have with each other. She is not aware of this, and she most likely would not be able to connect to it. As many do have family members that you've had comfort. Others have had, generally. Those in your family unit, usually you've had a conflict with them in other realities. The reason you incarnate with them is to make peace, and that's not always possible, but it always is a possibility. You're learning from each other no matter what your differences are. But for you, you've had much going on with your mother. Your brothers were there, but your mother was the biggest conflict you've had, because she was very intelligent and very, I want to use the word slimy in some regard, in other realities to be able to connect with this. And so that you reincarnate to heal that, but that is up to you. She is unwilling to heal. She's unwilling to see all of this. But she's healing slightly, but she's very not ready for that. I believe you can connect to that, though. But it's for you to be kind, be yourself, but be kind. You know this already. There's much there that needs to bring more joy to that relationship. Blessings.
Okay, my name is Stacy, and I'm the last one for chat. This past weekend, I felt a release in my lower chakras. I couldn't discern between if it was root or sacral, but it was as if like a knot sort of dissipated. And I'm just wondering what chakra that was and what that was about.
It was both your root and sacral chakras. You're actually letting go. Some of it has to do with reptilian. A lot of it has to do with humanoid lifetimes. You made a decision recently that helped release that. Many do not realize when they're decision making every day, if you bring more positive energy, just a slight bit in your decision making can actually let go, because you're letting go of past karma is what's going on. And you release quite a bit of it seems.
Yeah, it's been a really intense few weeks, couple months.
Yes.
Year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, my second question. Are there any messages from my guides at all?
Yes, you should see yourself more as an angelic being in your next year. Your angels are connecting more to you. Also, yes, you've had conflict in lifetimes that you will be able to, Martian lifetimes are very strong with you that you're not fully seeing. They are unmasking themselves. It has nothing to do with your super soldier programs. Don't worry about that. But it had a lot to do with Martian lifetimes that were much simpler, but still aggravating. And many come to this earth to release. And you've had many lifetimes on Mars, and now you're going through a release process. You're not ready for that release process. Another reason your last year was this year was so aggravating because you're working up to it. So now you're at the releasing process of it. So this next year will be much easier to be able to connect to it. As for how much will come through is unknown at this time, depending on what you want to see. But you will feel a lot more lighter in your coming year. That's the message.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks for coming through, Agnus. Agnus?
Yes. We're from the Andromedan energies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
You send love to your society because you humans are a very part of our society, our existence. So we love you very much, and your prosperity is our prosperity also. Much love. Blessings.